Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurureva Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Vasudeva Sutam Devam, Kamsa Chanuramardanam, Devaki Paramanandam, Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Samasta Jana Kalyane, Niratam Karunamayam. Namami Chinmayam Devam, Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Yeah. Yes, Vandana, you be there with the video. I would like to see you. Right? Vandana is my sweetest child, but she is too big in position. I am not supposed to talk about it. I won't talk. Right? But she is my very sweet child. Okay, Narayana. See, just like this laptop has two ingredients, the software and the hardware. The hardware is beautiful, software is erratic, you won't get a good performance. So also our life, we have everything external, gadgets including our body, mind, intellect, all our gadgets. We're trying to perfect them. We have to, nothing wrong with that. They're all potentials kept there by God for us to explore and to get the benefit. So do not despise the world. Do not despise material things. You need them. They're beautiful. If you don't have a comfortable bed and you can still sleep anywhere, it's good. But if you have a comfortable bed and sleep, why not? Why not? So therefore, absolutely nothing wrong with the external world. You have to go on upgrading it as you are doing it now. Upgrade the external, nothing wrong. If somebody has not done it, how are we having classes? I never had as many classes as I had in the COVID period. That's all because of the developments, scientific developments. And some people have done it. We should be grateful to them. Nothing wrong. So as we beautify, upgrade the external world, we have to also upgrade the software, we ourselves. Because life, as Sri Gurudev says, is a series of experiences. Every experience has the experienced and the experiencer. We are trying to do as best as we can with the experienced. But we are ignoring, not we are ignoring, I can't blame anybody. Out of ignorance, we are not trying to take care of the experiencer. And unless both are upgraded and there is a harmony between them, your quality of life will suffer. This is what is called spirituality. to give you the best. You deserve the best. You are only God. Out of your choice, you want to play, but you have got lost on the way. You are unnecessarily suffering. And therefore, the Shruti Mata, with all her love, tells us, boy, why are you suffering? You are putting your priorities wrongly. You need the external world, beautiful. I have only placed all those possibilities for you to enjoy. Computer has come. Today, touch technology, voice technology, through voice, you can operate. Tomorrow, by your very thinking, you will operate. And we read all that in our Puranas. We thought it's all humbug. But today we are seeing one by one happening. Right? So technology is excellent. I am not against it. But that alone can only give you a good hardware. But the software cannot be ignored yourself. Together they have to be upgraded, harmonized. This is called spirituality. What does spirituality say? It says, in the case of the hardware, you have to do something. You have to constantly do research, think, work, upgrade. In the case of the software, you are already perfect. Already all potentialities are in you. You have focused out. Therefore, you are not able to tap them. Just focus in. You find you are nothing short of the perfect, a master, a whole world in you, a God. Just try to focus in. Turn your attention from the external world to your own being, which supports the external world. Turn your attention. You will know you are already perfect, nothing else to be done. You are perfect, nothing else to be done. Know this, play the drama outside. Gurudev says this beautifully. Inside drama, outside drama. Inside drama, outside drama. This sentence is very powerful, applies to all our lives in the family. In the family, all of us have a lot of conflicts. Inside, keep drama. Outside, play the drama necessary. Right? This is the priority. And therefore, the Shastra says, whatever you are seeking outside, in terms of comfort, in terms of happiness, in terms of immortality, is all you. Today, you have lost your own identification and seeing your reflection in matter, you feel you are that, and the reflecting surface is imperfect, constantly changing. Imperfect, constantly changing. And therefore, you feel you are the sufferer, the mortal. So, this identification of myself with the reflecting surface is called superimposition. I impose the name and the form of the hardware on me, the subject, the object, on in the subject. There is a mix up of subject and the object. There is a mix up of subject and the object, a mix up of the seen and the seer. This is very beautifully, in the simplest way, said in Atmabodh. What is this superimposition? How does God become the miserable jiva? See, all of you here are all senior people, potentially most of you are taking classes, potentially you are all teachers. So therefore, kindly listen to every word I say, as is necessary for you to teach to others, not merely for you to listen. Because these are all technical things I'm telling. You will not get too many opportunities. So, how does the superimposition take place? How does God become the miserable jiva? From that, how does he retrieve himself? The superimposition is to project something that you are not on something that you are. You are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect, but you project yourself to be the body, to be the mind, to be the intellect. How does it take place? Atmabodh, please listen. Atmanaha Satchit Amshascha Buddhehe Vrittihi Iti Dvayam Samyojya Cha Avivekena Janami Iti Pravartate. I think it is 25th sloka in Atmabodh. Number you verify, but the sloka is like this. Atmanaha Satchit Amshascha Buddhehe Vrittihi Iti Dvayam Samyojya Cha Avivekena Janami Iti Pravartate. Atmanaha of yourself, Sat Chit Amshascha, the two aspects, Sat and Chit, along with the Buddhehe Vritti, the thoughts. You, the Sat and Chit, reflect in those thought pool. There, because of your presence, the thoughts get animated. Verify your dream. This is exactly what happens in your dream. Exactly what happens in your dream. You are sleeping. This Sat and Chit reflects in the thoughts that pass before it in dream. They get animated and they appear as though they are different from you, as though they have a reality of their own. It, for an evolved person, a dream and waking have no difference. For an evolved person, dream and waking are same status. What is meant by an evolved person? For a person who has done his own thinking, for a person who has to his own thinking, evolved out of his confusions, that's called evolution. You are now involved into confusions, get out of it is evolution. Right? So, this combination of Sat and Chit and the thought pool, Buddhihi Vritti, There seems to be, mark this word, there seems to be an alliance. Really speaking, nothing is happening. Only there is a reflection. Through the reflection, the thoughts get animated. And when they get animated, the animated thought thinks it is different from the one who whose reflection you are. It loses its identity and it feels it is different and then starts relating to others. Because when you feel yourself a name and a form running before the Sat and Chit, and you assume a name and a form is finite and limited, and therefore insecure. Out of your security, you relate to different people. You want to gather several possessions. You want to acquire several things. Right? And this is our life, miserable life, running after things for security in the things that there is no security. The things by themselves. It has to be like that. If science has attained, static condition, it's not evolving. If it's evolving, it has to change. You also, I also. If we should not become old and die, we cannot grow. Growth, uh, the path of growth, old age, and death is change. It has to change. So the world that is useful has to change. That's why God has made it like that. If without change, it cannot grow. That has to change. But you don't change. The problem is you think that you are that body, mind, intellect, objects, emotions, thoughts. Gurudev says BMIOET. And experience their status, the finite nature, the insecure mortal nature. The insecure mortal nature. That's our suffering. That's our mortality. It's not real. It's as real as the dream. It is not different. The, you will see when I take Mandukya, Gaudapada very beautifully connects and explains there is no difference between the dream and the waking. The simplest logic he gives before he goes into several logics. Dream also is seen. Waking is also seen. Whatever is seen is not you. Whatever is seen is perishable. Therefore, both are safe. Therefore, both are safe. Right? Do we worry about the what happens in the dream? On waking up, we don't worry. While in the dream, we worry. So if this world should not affect you, you have to wake up to the other dimension beyond the waking and to know this is also a dream. This is also a dream. And this process is called superimposition, adhyasa. And try to detach from the names and forms, sublation. It's called apavada, adhyasa and apavada. This is the spiritual exercise. Trying to identify yourself to be the very substratum that enlivens the entire names and forms, and you are different from that. So detach from that, stay in your own self, play with that. This is called liberation. Liberation from your confusions. That's called moksha. Moksha is not a post-mortem state. It's a state wherein you liberate from your confusions. Bhagavatam beautifully says what is moksha? Samadhi. Anya rupan hitva swaswarupena samstitihi. Having discarded all your false identities. Anya rupan hitva, having discarded all your false identities. Swaswarupena samstitihi, staying in your own being. That's called samadhi. That's called moksha. So the whole purpose of spirituality is to make you understand what is an object, what is a subject, what is seen, who is the seer, how the mix up takes place, how to retrieve out of it, what happens when you retrieve. Right? These are the things asked in Vivek Chodamani also. Questions. Ko nama bandhaha. Katayesha agataha. What is this bondage? How did it come? Right? So an evolved person starts asking this. Who is an evolved person? A person who finds more and more freedom. Freedom over what? Freedom over his own mind. Experiences more and more power over the external things. That's called evolution. A person who finds more and more power over the external things is an evolved person. As Sri Gurudev beautifully put it to us, there is a stone, there is a plant, there is an animal, there is a human being. The human being himself, stone man, plant man, animal man, man, God man. From man to God man, what makes it happen is the inquiry, vichara. Vichara. Right? So through vichara, you find your identity and experience the state of Godhood. If I know Himalayas, I don't become Himalayas. If I know computer technology, I don't become computer technology. If I know Brahman, I become Brahman. Reason is I am always Brahman. I did not know. So Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. The knower of Brahman becomes Brahman. Therefore, talking about him, glorifying about him, is glorifying about Brahman. Therefore, we have taken Tapovan Maharaj, who is a Brahmagnani, therefore Brahman. Why should you take Tapovan Maharaj? Why don't you directly talk about Brahman? You can say there are several things in the Shastras. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, Shantam Shivam Advaitam. All these are there. Why you have to take Tapovan Maharaj to talk about Brahman? He is Brahman. You said, I agree. Brahma, he has become Brahman, okay. But why you have to take him? You can't talk about Brahman directly. You can talk, but it doesn't work. I will go to the logics our Gurudev gives. Before that, a small anecdote in Bhagavata that will help you to understand this. One day, Veda Vyasa is in a morosive mood. Narada came there and asked him, what happened to you? You have done so much. You have compiled the Vedas, codified and edited them, And you thought that that's not enough for everybody because Vedas needs a certain qualifications. So to serve all out of your love and compassion, you have created Mahabharata, in which there are lovely texts like Bhagavad Gita, Sanat Sujatiya, Vishnu Sahasranama, Vidurniti, Yaksha Prasnas, etc., etc., etc. Why are you still moody? Vyasa says, Bhagavan, what all you said is right. I did all that. But I don't find I have done enough for everybody and everybody can get the benefit. I do not know the reason. You are an all knowing person. Please let me know. Narada says, that is because you have not put those thoughts, thoughts about Bhagavan in the medium of love, devotion. Therefore, you feel the incompleteness. Gurudev says, knowledge soaked in love is wisdom. Knowledge soaked in love is wisdom. In Vivek Chodamani, 254 verse, Gurudev says, all of us are essentially feelings and understanding, mind and intellect. But they are today not integrated. When the mind and intellect gets integrated, you get a new faculty called intuition. Through that you understand. Again, Gurudev's example. I'm sorry, I am all the time talking about Gurudev. You may think somebody told me recently, you are a fanatic, right? And nobody can give me a better compliment than that. I wish to be a fanatic. Because who else have put so many terse things in such a simple way? What is intuition? Gurudev gives a lovely example. A lady normally cooks for 4 people. So she puts the salt, sugar, or whatever it is accordingly. That day, guests come 15 people. Does she take a balance, weighing balance, and weigh things and put? No. She has the intuition. She has the intuition. What is intuition? Where the head and the heart integrate, you get a new faculty called intuition. We have feelings, but the understanding is diverse from the feelings. So Gurudev says, to understand what you feel, to feel what you understand, is called integration, which generates intuition. Is what exactly was the power given to Arjuna during the 11th chapter, Gita. Bhagavan, through his yogic power, temporarily integrated the mind intellect of Arjuna and could visualize the Vishwarupa. So, mere intellectual analysis will only make you arrogant. It will not bless you. Mere emotional things without support of the knowledge will again you be a burden on everybody. All the time weeping. Right? Both have to integrate. That's the best way to explain the Shastras. So therefore, Stotras, Bhagavata, they are all the best medium. Why? You are just talking the opposite of Chinmaya Mission. No, sir. Chinmaya Mission follows Shankara. Shankara in his Vivek Chodamani says, Moksha sadhana samagryan bhakti reva gariyasi. In the various means to gain liberation, bhakti is the highest. Who said it? Sri Shankara said it. So you can't quarrel with me. Right? So these two has to be integrated. Bhakti is important. If you have bhakti, your knowledge is not there, you will slowly gain it. If you have knowledge, you can really go astray. Only knowledge without bhakti. Therefore, these lovely texts, Puranas, are all created by our most compassionate masters for us to gain the intuitive experience. The same thing has been taken in stotras. What is stotra? Stuti is to praise. Stotra is the work of praise. What? Why? Why? What happens by my praising God? What happens? Because, sir, you are man, you are stone, you are animal, you are plant, you are individual, you are Sakshi, you are Brahmaji, you are Brahman, you are Charapurusha, you are Akshara you are everything. Whatever you invoke from you, that will manifest. So in Stotra, it appears you are praising God, but you are applying your mind into yourself. You are invoking that dimension in you. Since man is his mind, while you invoke that, you become that. While you invoke that, you become that. This is called invocation. Gurudev beautifully says difference between invocation and prayer. Badram Karne Vishrunayama Devaha, all those are invocations. You tap the divinity in you. Prayers are asking, I want this, I want that. Nothing wrong. But difference you should know. Prayers are asking, give me this, give me that. Invocation is to invoke that very power in you. Right? So stotras do that trick of invoking the divinity in you. That is why stotra. Right? I now told you what spirituality is. It's about talking how God has become the Jiva, how he got caught up through superimposition. Solution is sublation, adhyasa apavada, and the process is vichara, inquiry, and that should be done in the medium of love, therefore stotras. And why Tapovan Maharaj? Because you need to generate love to a God nameless, formless. How do you generate love? You need a name, you need a form to generate love. You need a name, you need a form to generate love. Saguna Bhakti. That is why 12th chapter says, Saguna Bhakti takes you to Nirguna Bhakti. Saguna Bhakti is pleasant. Without effort, it takes you to Nirguna. Why do you want to struggle with Nirguna Bhakti? Exactly the same thing Sri Shankara repeats in his Prabodha Sudhakara. He quotes from Brudaranyaka, Bhagavan has got two forms, Murtam and Amurtam, with form, without form. With form, it's easy. Why do you struggle without form? He doesn't say, why do you struggle? The people who want to struggle, let them struggle, he says. Who says? Advaita Acharya recommends with the form. Same thing our Tapovan Maharaj puts in his Ishwar Darshan. Why do you say the all-powerful Lord has no capacity to take a form? Water has no form by itself, but it becomes the wave, the bubble, the ocean. Nothing in the world has a form without an encrustation. Space without an encrustation you cannot see. Air without an encrustation you cannot see. Fire without wood you cannot see. Earth, if it is not covered by space, you cannot see. anything to be seen, you need an encrustation which is called upadhi. So God himself wants people to see him. Therefore, he has taken the various names and forms and the world so that they can see him through them as the Suddha Chaitanya or Satchit Ananda. Right? Suddha Chaitanya or Satchit Ananda. So therefore, you need a form. Okay, I can take Krishna, I can take Rama. Why Tapovan Maharaj? You can take Krishna, you can take Rama, beautiful. But when you have a guru, you have seen directly or indirectly through just one more person. So you know all about him. So it is easy to develop love, to relate, because you know actual life. You have a personal contact. So this is easier because the seen in flesh and blood to relate. So a guru, being Brahman, as a Brahmagnani, is a better symbol than any other symbol. Therefore, Tapovan Maharaj. Therefore, Tapovan Maharaj. I will invoke Chinmayananji. Why Tapovan Maharaj? You want to be dear to Krishna, directly you can go, he won't stop you. But if you go through gopis, you will have quick access. You want to go to Chinmayananji, you can go. But he loves Tapovan Maharaj. And you try to develop love for Tapovan Maharaj. Chinmayananji, you don't have to go. He will hug you. He will hug you. Right? So therefore, Tapovan Maharaj. Who is Tapovan Maharaj? He was born in 1869. I think it's almost the same year as Gandhiji. 1 year difference. At that time, they had a few hundred buses. Because in those days, there were no government buses, all private. They had a car. They had a bangla with a garden, which means born with a golden spoon. All of them, he shunned and came out, went to Himalayas, living in a mud hut, eating begged food, never came down from the Himalayas. That is his vairagya, having everything, but knowing that's all pithless, rejecting them, and only choosing the best, the God, in whom everything is there. When you have God, everything is in him. That's what it's going to say in the next. No, I think it's in Mukundamala, Jagan Nivasa. It comes. So he had a better taste. He chose the Brahman to the material world. He chose Narayana to Lakshmi. Because if you choose Narayana, Lakshmi is in his chest. As Gurudev says, you choose Narayana, Lakshmi is in his chest. If you go after Lakshmi, Narayana has the disc to cut your head because you are going after his concert. Right? So Tapovan Maharaj is that Vairagi. And that Vairagi, an authority or jnana, that Vairagi, an authority or jnana, where everybody in Himalayas have accepted him as an incomparable master of Vairagya and Jnana, all his works were in the form of stotras. Saumyakasi Stotra, Badri Stotra, Ganga Stotra, Ishwara Darshan, etc., etc., etc. Why? He knew this. And all the Upanishads were the subject matter of his Saumyakashi Stotra. He gave the essence of each Upanishad in his Saumyakashi Stotra. Saumyakashi Stotra is a stotra Saumyakashisha Stotra is a stotra dedicated to Saumyakashi, the presiding deity of Uttarakashi. Today, I think the whole world knows Uttarakashi because of this accident, right? So Saumyakashi is the presiding deity. And Tapovan Maharaj identifies him with the self, the subject matter of Upanishads, and all Upanishad essences are given as a praise to Saumyakashi, Saumyakashishwara. See this, very important. Tapovan Maharaj sees Saumyakashishwara as self or Brahman and adores him in that stuti, invoking the self in all the Upanishads. Our present master who wrote these priceless, immaculate, beautiful, extraordinary verses called Tapovan Shatkam, right? He calls Tapovan Maharaj as Saumyakashishwara. Are you able to see what I am trying to say? Tapovan Maharaj makes Saumyakashishwara as self. And our Acharya says Tapovan Maharaj himself is Saumyakashishwara. Right? Saumyakashishwara Maheshwaraya. Right? So that is this lovely, matchless 6 verses by a devotee of Sri Tapovan Maharaj. These verses, these 6 verses, the author is Ananda Prakash and Vidya Prakash. He's not a sannyasi, he's a devotee of Tapovan Maharaj, but their parents had some intuition. Name itself is Ananda Prakash and Vidya Prakash. Right? These 6 verses, Gurudev put, and I put it in the Chinmaya community, Gurudev's own words, they are all nothing but concentrated Upanishadic truths in the language of the Upanishads themselves. They are all concentrated Upanishadic truths in the language of the Upanishads themselves, the very phrases. Right? So we will see the first verse next class because it's already time. But is there somebody who can chant these 6 verses beautifully? Because my chanting, you will all stop coming to the class from next class. Right? Is there somebody who can chant all these 6 if there is time? Otherwise, at least the first verse. Vyaptam Jagatyena. Please, somebody is there who knows?
Yes, uncle.
Yeah, please.
Vyaptam jagatye chitatma Rajva hitahi davararo yad Sri Saumya Kashi Shamaheshwaraya
No,
Tasya
you swallowed half. Vyaptam Jagadyena Chidatma Rajvayata Hi Characharam Yat Sanyasya Sarvam
I'm
Cha
sorry,
Sada.
uncle.
Yeah,
I'm
come, now
sorry,
chant.
uncle. I'm sorry. Just a minute.
Who is chanting?
Mayuri uncle.
Pardon?
Mayuri uncle, Mayuri.
Who?
Mayuri uncle. I'm having a very bad throat.
Okay.
व्याप्तं जगत्येन चितात्मभावात् रज्ज्वा यथा हि विचराचरं यत् सन्न्यस्य सर्वच्च सदात्मभावे स्वयं समस्तं च बभूव यस्तु निस्सङ्गनिर्मुक्तिपदं प्रपद्य ब्रह्मात्मभावेन विराजितो यः श्रीसौम्यकाशीशमहेश्वराय तस्मै नमस्वामि तपोवनाय तस्मै नमस्वामि तपोवनाय.
Thank you very much. God bless you. We'll all meet next Monday.
Thank you.
Om Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all.
Thank you, Uncle.
Thank you,
Hari
Thank
Om.
you,
Uncle.
sir.
Namaste.
Hariom, Uncle.
God
Thank you.